not leak the meeting. So yeah, we can start.
Cool. I'll just introduce Ishan. I don't think he needs an introduction, but to whoever doesn't know Ishan, he's a student YouTuber. He has over 2.5 lakh subscribers. He also has his own company called MarketUp. They do insane revenues. If you follow him on Twitter, then you may know that they are like insanely good. And he MarketUp is also a student community, so you can even check them out over there. And over to you, Ishan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, bro, for introducing me. Thank you so much for inviting me, first of all, to this talk. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining here at this time to learn about such a topic. First of all, I just want to talk about what I have done and the things that I built when I was starting out, right? So, मैं जब start कर रहा था, I was just in my, I think we can talk in Hindi, right? If that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe just a mix of Hindi and English.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what happened with me is that back when the lockdown happened back in March 2020, I was learning a lot of different things. So I Python सीख रहा था, and I was also learning about video editing. And so then the lockdown happened. I came back to home, and then I was just trying to learn a lot of different things. I was having a lot of free time. So I thought, how can I utilize this time to my advantage? And I started learning graphic design on Canva. That was the first thing I did. Really enjoyed it. And after that, I learned about video editing. And then I also learned about social media, right? I used to consume a lot of content by Gary Vaynerchuk, which is a great person. And so that started my journey of making content on the side as well, right? So I just wanted to share whatever I'm learning. And I thought that I have a lot of amazing people in my own college, and they're sharing a lot of tips for me. तो कितना अच्छा हुआ कि if I can get them on a video so that other people who might not have access to these people, they can also learn from them, right? So for example, Mehul Mohan, he's the founder of CodeDam. He shared exactly how he built CodeDam from the ground up in a podcast that we had back in 2020. That was really good. I think many people would not have the chance of hearing from someone who has been in the development of the coding industry for 7 years, right? So that is one thing. I had a chance to talk with Harish on the podcast and many other people. So that was the first starting point of me trying to build a side hustle. It wasn't really a side hustle. It was more just for fun. And I really enjoyed like just building something, building an asset or building just a place where I can just express myself. I was also very weak at communicating. So I thought I will also improve my English, and I would be great at sharing my experiences in college. So that's what I did. I was motivated by people like Aman Thatirwal, Sing in USA and other people. After that, once I started, I realized that I can also start speaking. It's not just about people talking and sharing their experiences. Even I can share my own experiences and talk about things that I'm learning. So I did that, just making like 10-minute, 15-minute videos of me talking about some topic. That is what I did. After that, I got contacted by a company. They were just telling me to record videos for their own channel, right? So the company was Able Jobs. It's a VC-backed startup. And so they basically just said that we want you to record videos in Hindi and upload it on our channel and also edit the videos. So that was, I think, back in August of 2020. That's when I started. And that is when I just started creating content for them as well as for my own channel. So my daily routine looked something like this. I would get up in the morning by about, I think, 8 o'clock. I would get ready, and then I would start creating content for my own channel for 2 hours, and then I would create content for their channel for another 2 to 3 hours. And इस तरह से करके, like, my whole day went into creating content, listening to some motivational talks by Gary Vaynerchuk, and then the last thing I did was learn about graphic design and other things. I also got my first internship. I forgot to talk about that. So the first internship was about social media management. I was basically managing the Facebook ads for a company. I didn't really like that because I was putting in too much time. I was like, from the morning 8 o'clock to night 9 o'clock, I was just all in, just working on making their ads better, creating different variations, and then experimenting. That is basically what I used to do. I learned a lot about ads. And after, I think, about 15 days, I quit that particular internship and I just started learning on my own. So that is sort of what I did. My first side hustle, you can call it, was this thing. creating videos and then sharing that to able jobs. That's how the first side hustle started, right? And that only happened because I was actively engaging with the community on LinkedIn as well as on YouTube, right? So the person just said that, oh, we just saw your LinkedIn post, and from there we went on to your YouTube channel and we learned about what you are doing. So we thought ki you can also make videos for our channel. That is how that started. After that, I kept on building content on YouTube. That's what I did. And after that, I got contacted by Unacademy saying that we want you to start teaching programming on our platform, right? So I had uploaded, I think, about 5, 7 tutorials on Python. And then they just reached out saying that we liked your Python tutorials and we want you to start teaching on our platform. Again, that happened because of YouTube, right? I was just making, I think, 10-minute long Python tutorials, which are still available on my YouTube channel if you want to watch that. So I did that and started teaching, right? I think that one big problem that people face when they think about if they want to start a side hustle and they want to start teaching as a college student is that उनको लगता है कि वो they don't really know enough before they start teaching, right? So many times it happens that they feel that I'm not good enough to teach a particular subject, to teach a particular topic. So the thing that worked out for me was that I had some experience of Python as well as JavaScript. I had built some projects. So I realized that I can definitely help beginners learn about the fundamental concepts of programming. Now that I have done it from 2019 beginning, right after the JEE advanced exam, I was learning to code. So that's what I did. I started teaching. I learned a lot about how to explain programming concepts and all that. That started from October 2020. And just this month, October 2021, I just left Unacademy because of my other projects that I'm working on. But that's what I did. One complete year, I was working on teaching, right? So I'd taken about 350 hours of classes on the platform. And I was just teaching code. I was teaching Python development as well as front-end development. So that's what I did over there. That was my second side hustle I was building. And the best part about teaching is that you will learn to communicate. First of all, I was spending 1 to 2 hours continuously talking and explaining something that I am really passionate about, right? So that's what I did. That is what I really loved. And after that, I think you will also be able to do a quick revision of whatever you have learned previously. Someone is saying I'm not audible. Am I not audible?
You are.
You are.
I am, right? Okay, cool. So that's what I did, right? I started teaching. And after that, I think I was also doing an internship. I was doing an internship at Kodam, and I was basically learning about marketing, right? You will realize one thing, and that is the fact that I didn't really choose what path I need to take. I didn't really choose कि मुझे वेब डेवलपमेंट ही करना है तो मैं वही कर रहा हूँ पूरे टाइम. आई डिडंट चूज कि मुझे मार्केटिंग करना है तो मैं वही कर रहा हूँ पूरे टाइम. आई हैड my legs in multiple boards, which is not the best strategy, but it sort of worked out for me. I am confused, and that's why I just took multiple paths. And I think that that's a good thing, that you should be trying different things out and then deciding which one do you like. But going back to the topic of teaching, I think you can easily start making Udemy courses and start selling that to people if you have learned a particular skill. I still remember there was a college mate in first year of college, with a 2 saal ho gaye. And so she was really great at German, right? She used to teach German classes in her college. So I just told her that, hey, you should actually take Udemy classes. Just make a simple Udemy course and put it out there, and people will buy it, and that would be a good way for you to earn some side income. And उसने बोला कि नहीं मुझे नहीं करना. And she was just not, she didn't really even think that she could actually do something like that, or she was good enough to do that. So that's what people think. That is the roadblock that comes in their mindset whenever they're trying to start a side hustle. So that's what you can do. Now, after that, I think you should also focus on learning as many skills as you can, right? So start learning about video editing, graphic design, coding, web development, app development, UI, UX design. The list goes on and on, right? There is no endpoint. You can just go on to fiverr.com and browse through the complete categories. You will realize that there are a lot of different things that people are willing to pay you for. There are people who are getting paid for testing out an application, okay? So you take that application, you use it for about, I think, 1 or 2 hours, and you write down a descriptive paragraph about what was your experience like using this application. Where could it be made better? So that's what you can also do. There are various things that you can explore. You can start writing subtitles. You can start writing a lot of different things, right? Content writing is also a really popular thing that people go towards. So that's what you can do. We at MarketUp are having a lot of video editors, graphic designers, and content writers as well, right? So this is definitely a great field that you can start with, but always make sure that you try your best to get access to US clients. If you really want to earn a good amount as a side hustle, you have to make sure that you are getting access to those US clients. So just make sure that you're connecting with them, connecting with those agencies in the US through LinkedIn. You're trying to email them, try to sound as legit as possible, and that is important. I think cold emailing is also really important if you want to get opportunities. But that is basically what I would tell you. Let's see what else is remaining. So yeah, just also, some people think about creating content when they are just starting out in their college life. They can definitely do that, but then that should not take up the entirety of your time. मतलब मेरे साथ क्या होता था, when I was in my second year of college, मैं बस record करता था for 20 minutes, and then I would edit it and I would just put it out, right? So I was learning video editing. I needed some video to actually edit, so I just used to use my own video, and that is how it all happened. But you have to really think about learning as much as possible. Even if you are like not earning as much, that's totally fine. But if you're learning a lot, that is really important, right? So I did that. I did that 8-month long internship at Codedam. I learned so much about influencer outreach, about influencer marketing. I learned a lot about Facebook ads. I learned a lot about funding and how does that happen. So I think that was a really interesting phase. I worked really hard at trying to see how does marketing happen for a particular startup and a product. So that was really important. I didn't get paid a lot for that, but I definitely learned a lot, and it definitely helped me out build my own channel and MarketUp as well. You can also try to start what we are doing at MarketUp. It's nothing revolutionary. It's a very simple business model. We just have people who are providing services, and we are getting clients based upon our own previous results, right? From the day one itself, we had the result of my own YouTube channel. So I had something to show people. The first client was really easy to get because it was from our own bits and alumni, right? So that's how it all got started. We got the first client, then people seeing that client got more clients. So it just was like a circle from there on. But that's basically how that works. You can take internships, you can do part-time jobs as well. Then I think that's pretty much it. I mean, if you are in college, also you should try to learn to build products. That's what I am doing right now. I have had that transition from starting with bartering my time for money as a teacher, then going on towards right now and building this MarketUp agency and trying to offer services. But then, of course, this has some pros and cons as well. And now I'm turning towards building products. So I'm learning about how can I build real world products that can help other people, right? So that's basically what I have done. And yeah, that's what you should be focusing on. There is a really interesting person called as Peter Levels that you should learn more about. He has launched a lot of different websites like Nomad List and remoteok.com. And he talks about how to build sustainable bootstrapped products without raising funding, how to get traction, how to get users to test out your application, get feedback, build great products that people love. So you can take a look at that. Name in the chat. Sure, I will put that up right here. Remote okay. Oh no, wait, right. So the person was Peter Levels. That's pretty much it. You can ask your questions if you have any.
Cool. We'll move to the Q&A, but before that, let's just answer some of the FAQs. Number one question that is in the chat is some tips to grow YouTube channel.
If you want to grow your YouTube channel, I think you need to first think about what is it that you have that is unique and that you want to offer to the people that are trying to learn something from you, right? Is it content? Is it educational? Is it entertainment? Decide that, and then just focus on your consistency, and then try to make sure that you're not offering them the same thing. So that is really important, right? Just make sure that you're changing things up. Make sure that you are leveling up. That is really important. Many people just don't level up their setup. They don't level up their content, right? So that's really important. I have just tried to make sure that I'm leveling up as much as possible. I got one mic, upgraded my camera, upgraded everything. So that really helps out in the quality. And of course, you should also level up in your own experience. I think once you start creating content, it gets really hard to upgrade your skills or update your mindset. So that is also really important. But yeah, it's just a game of consistency, like if you can stay consistent, if you can upload one video every 2 days for the next 1000 days, of course you're going to grow. There's no point in that. So yeah.
Yep. Another question is, how can people contact you?
Can you repeat?
How can people contact you? Like basically your email address.
Oh, my email address. You can contact me, ishan@marketup.in. Marketup.in.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's take audience questions. Just a couple of or three things that you guys need to ensure. Number one is keep your raise your hand, and number two is limit yourself just to one question. Don't ask two questions because then we won't be able to get through all of them. And if you have your video on, then that's an added bonus because that's how we know you won't shout into the mic and just leave. And yeah, yes, you can unmute a few people and then you can go ahead.
Yeah. Also, guys, please ask questions that are relevant to the topic for today's session.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah. Ravikant Dikshit.
Hello.
Hi, bro.
I want to open your internship in first year college.
You want to get an internship in first year of college?
In any field, coding like a skill up for a skill up, any?
You want to get an internship in first year of college, right?
जी.
हाँ,
Yeah.
So basically, I think first of all, तुमको focus करना होगा on a skill, right? I use this website called as AngelList, and AngelList पे basically मुझे मिल गई थी internship. It was a pretty much trash internship. Of course, if you are in first year of college, that's what happens to you. But you have to really focus on your skills, right? तो अपने skills पे काम करते रहो. अगर first year में नहीं मिली तो भी that is completely fine. But just make sure that you are learning as much as possible when you are in your first year of college, right? If you don't get an internship, that is totally fine. So don't worry too much about that.
Okay. Thank you.
Ritik.
Yeah. First of all, hi, and I want to ask like how to be productive in daily basis if you don't know exactly what is your future, because I'm now in final year of my college and I'm right now 20 years old. I'm doing things which makes me more skillful or makes me more in a growth in career, but I'm not very much feeling productive, or like self-doubt is more in that. Like I'm confusing doing multiple things like YouTube and startup learning. All of these are ahead like health, but I'm not feeling productive because there is no clarity what is going to happen. So how you manage yourself?
I've made a video about this, and I think that like you really have to pick one thing very particularly and then create an environment around that, right? Jैसे मेरा like my one thing right now is my YouTube channel, so I have a complete environment like this, right? So like I'll just show this to you. I have this tripod ready for me. I have everything right here, right? सब कुछ यहीं पर है, माइक यहीं पे लगा हुआ है, सब कुछ यहीं पे चालू है. तो मैं कभी वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करनी तो I can just start recording right now itself, right? So that is really important. If you can just create a system around yourself, so that will really be helpful. People who are thinking of going to the gym, they need to first create that environment, right? So if they can just wear their shoes before sleeping, they can just get up and they can just go to the gym. That is really important. So just make sure that you do that, and also try to get your friends who are interested in the same thing. Just first of all pick one thing and then get your friends who are interested in that and make a group, right? Whenever you convert a single player thing that you're doing yourself to a multiplayer thing that you're doing, let's say you're trying to learn coding, right? If you can have 5 more of your friends जिनको coding सीखनी है, तो then you can create a simple WhatsApp group and you can just say कि हर दिन डालते रहो कि क्या क्या सीख रहे हो, क्या नया resource use कर रहे हो, और what are the challenges you are facing. कभी demotivated feel हो रहा है तो वो क्यों feel हो रहा है. So if you can just help each other out like that, that can be a really good solution for getting rid of that slump that you might be in, right? So that's what I would say.
So you want to say like create the environment first, what I want to do. Uh, okay. And second is you're talking about like YouTube. So I'm planning to do that, but the problem is what in which niche I should go. So when you started your YouTube, you don't know how it will be like 100 subscribers. There is strategy to get 1,000 subscribers first. You cannot plan ahead. So how you find your niche? And because I'm facing like I love sharing my experiences, but in long term there is no business around it because it is like a storytelling. So should I go with a niche which is specific to business or a futuristic or what I love? Yeah, what is my hobby and passion? So
स्टार्टिंग में तो
how?
आई थिंक यू डोंट नीड टू वरी अबाउट द नीश और समथिंग, तुमको जो पसंद आ रहा है उस पर वीडियो बना के डाल दो. I have made like tons of videos on whatever I thought was interesting. And at the beginning, I even have this music video on my channel, which is really cringe. Uh, and basically look at the comment section of every single video that you are having, right? Or look at the audience that you have on your LinkedIn, or just look at what audience you want to target and what are their biggest problems. So for example, my audience is engineering students, right? A big problem that they have is getting opportunities, getting to learn a particular skill, and more importantly, learning to code, right? That's what they are really interested in. So then it becomes all about, is that the segment that I want to get into? Is that something that aligns with me, right? There is that Venn diagram that you can create. So you get to the point कि ठीक है ये चीज मैं कर सकता हूँ and ये चीज उनको भी पसंद है. So then you can start creating content around that, and that is when you will also enjoy it और उन लोगों को भी कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा. So that is what I would say. But hi, it's a lot more about just taking observation, like just observing what they like, looking, asking for recommendations in the comment section. मेरी भी बहुत बार डालता हूँ ना मैं पोस्ट की भाई वीडियो आइडिया बताओ मुझे नहीं यार समझ आ रहा क्या बनाना है. So it happens all the time. Like this is the game of content creation in which you will always feel like you don't have, new content ideas. So that's what you should think about.
Okay. So thank you for today. Actually, I had a lot more questions, but I
No
know
problem.
that.
You can email me. I'll definitely get back to you, Ritik.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mehul.
Yes. Hello, Ishan Bhaiya. I'm
Hi, bro.
currently in second year of college and I'm doing BTech in CSC and I'm doing it from a tier 3 college. Till now, I haven't learned much skills, but I've started to learn Photoshop. It's been past 1 month. I'm learning it consistently and I feel that I have been productive since then. I make a proper timetable and I follow it. I just want to ask this that what type of content I can create for YouTube and how can I create a proper side hustle out of that? Can you give me a path for that?
You've learned Photoshop, so you have a skill. Like if you really want to make a side hustle, I would rather suggest you to create a great portfolio that has various different types of designs. One very easy thing that you can do is to just look at upcoming creators that are getting traction on their videos and they're growing rapidly. You can look at the social blade to get an idea कि कितने अच्छे से grow कर रहे हैं वो. उसके बाद look at their thumbnails and send them an email saying that कि hey, I have made 10 thumbnails for you for your various videos, and this is the experience I have. These are the previous thumbnails I've made. It would be great if you can give me a chance to make thumbnails for your channel. So this is literally what a friend of what my editor did, and he right now is working with me for the past I think 4 to 5 months now, and he has helped me make thumbnails that have gotten lakhs and lakhs of views. So that's basically how it all happens, right? So that is really important. You don't need to start a YouTube channel if you want to. If you have a skill, start it because you like sharing something, or it's not even about like a side hustle. Because अगर तुम starting से सोचोगे कि मुझे इसका side hustle बनाना है, then it will become a lot more about like how can I get to those numbers, how can I get to that brand deal, how can I get to that monetization, which is fine. Nothing wrong in that, but with that you will be a lot more pressured, right? YouTube लोग क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि उनको अपना normal job पसंद नहीं आती, या फिर they want to explore other career opportunities, right? That's why they start. But then if you give all that pressure कि ठीक है मुझे इसमें से पैसे कमाने हैं to this thing right at the beginning when you have 0 subscribers, that is the point which can be bad for you because बहुत लोगों को growth नहीं मिलती है, तो वो लोग फिर burn out हो जाते हैं, फिर वो लोग बोलते हैं कि मुझे नहीं बनाना और क्योंकि view ही नहीं आ रहे, right? तो मैंने बनाई थी करीबन 100 or so videos I made before I got to 250 or something subscribers, right? And ये तो बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ भी होता है. MKBHD was at 76 subscribers or something when he had like 100 videos. So that happens with everyone. And उसको मजा आ रहा था करने को, मेरे को भी मजा आ रहा था बनाने वीडियो, तो मैं बना रहा था, right? Money, तो that wasn't even a factor for me. Money came in October 2020. That was even after the able jobs side hustle that I started, right? That is when I got the first affiliate commission of like 6 rupees or something, and that is when it just blew up from there on. So that's basically what you should keep in mind.
Other than Photoshop, I want to explore different skills, and currently I'm not thinking of making money through YouTube. I can wait till 1 year till I get my first pay from YouTube. I'm not concerned about that, but I just want to start it.
If you just want to start because you like making content, like just sharing things with the world, then you should definitely start and just think about what content you like to watch, and if that is something that you would also like to make. Or you can also start making like there's this one really interesting channel about graphic design, and that person actually reviews movies, and he talks about how great VFX is of various different movies out there. So that gains a lot of traction, and so that's what he decided to do. So you have to experiment and see what works out for you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ishan Bhaiya.
Welcome, bro. Wish you all the best for starting a YouTube channel.
Thank you. Same to you.
Abhiram.
So hey Ishan.
Hi,
So
Abhiram.
recently I've started a startup on art and design. It's called Rex Designs. So I'm trying to scale up. I'm trying to collaborate with multiple other startups as well. But I'm unsure if whether I have to start hiring people because I'm not sure yet. Because when you have started MarketUp, how did you go about it? Did you initially started hiring people, or did you do all the things all by yourself?
So bro, we have two types of people that work at MarketUp, right? We have number one, contractors who are like basic freelancers. They get paid when they make thumbnail, they get paid when they edit the video. That is one thing. Number two, we have full-time employees. We only have 2 of them at the moment right now. And they have recently came in, right? तो उनको हमने I think 2 महीने पहले लिया था because things were getting out of hand and we really needed to manage everything properly. But starting, it's been I think about 8 to 9 months right now, and the first few months we did everything by ourselves, so you don't have to like worry about like hiring or anything when you're just getting started. So I had my co-founder, तो हम लोग दोनों मिलकर कर रहे थे काम. What is your startup about exactly?
I do graphic designing and video editing as well.
It's a service-based startup, right? Like
yeah, it's a
business.
service-based, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
because I work on my projects, I feel that it's taking a lot of time working all by myself. So if I start working for somebody else, then it's natural that it would take even more time. So I was thinking it might get a bit off all working by myself. So that's the concern I have. That's it.
Make sure that you have a unique proposition that you are able to sell to people. Like there is no, at least I don't know of any digital marketing agency which actually has a YouTuber running it, at least not that I know of, and that is offering YouTube based services, right? So that's what we have unique to sell to other people, right? So just think about that. There are multiple of these like graphic design companies that we see every now and then, but finding that unique thing is really important.
Thank you. Sure.
Joel. Okay, I think he just got disconnected. Arinja.
Yeah. Hi, Ishan. This is Arinja from Manipal. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. How are you?
Oh, great. I'm great. What about you?
I'm good too.
Excellent. So I was listening to you speak a few minutes ago, and I was very curious about one point. You mentioned that you dabbled in many different things, right, when you're starting out.
I still am doing that.
Oh, you still are?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what my question was. Have you found the thing you're gonna go after?
I have not.
Or is that just a myth? Because I am also in the same position.
I still don't know what I'm like destined to do, or what is like my one thing, like what is what is the magnum opus that I'll do, right? I don't know about that. I'm just like a 20-year-old guy trying to explore the world. That's what you should understand.
Yeah. So I mean, so is there nothing which interests you a little more than the other thing or something like that?
That definitely is, right? So the thing that interests me the most is building products. That's what I have seen other companies do. The clients that we have, all of them are products, right? They have a product that they sell to infinite amount of people, at least theoretically. So they can sell it to the masses, and they just have to focus on making a great product and marketing it to people. When they do that, they are able to create exponential impact, right? And that sounds much better to me than serving my 5 clients at Marketer, for example, right?
Okay.
And making sure that they are satisfied, right? So that's just what I want to do.
Yeah, this
YouTube is
wanted
great.
to
YouTube is a good thing, but YouTube is not the thing that I want to do, right? Like YouTube is definitely a good thing. I am trying to build it up even bigger, but I really need to focus on building some sort of a proper business, right? So
yeah. So that's what my doubt was, because I am also a podcaster, and like I am in a few student projects, and like we are also building products at my startup right now. In fact, if you can see, I'm at my startup's office right now. The
That's
team's
amazing,
working
bro.
right there. Yeah.
What is the
So I
startup,
just
bro?
wanted to ask you. It's called Almighty. So basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create an ecosystem where you get all your college needs on one app. You don't need to go through like
A
20
super
different
app for
portals.
college.
Yeah, a super app for college.
Nice.
So it's
That's
going well.
interesting.
So I just wanted to ask you, right? You seem like a very similar guy. So how do you know which thing do you want to go in?
You will never know that if you
Oh,
just
wow,
are
someone
looking
from
at it
the
from a.
audience uses Almighty.
Oh, that is great.
Oh, that's great. That's very good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just saying that you will never know it when you are looking at it from like a far away perspective, right? Only when you delve deeper into it, when you are actually doing that for 1 or 2 years, you will realize कि ठीक है ये अच्छी चीजें हैं, ये बुरी चीजें हैं, right? I used to look at what Gary Vee does. He has this huge social media managing company, right? Gary Vee, Vayner Media. So I thought that would be really cool to do. I did that. I'm doing that right now. It has some cons that I want to improve upon. So I want to build a product right now. So that's what I am thinking to do. So yeah.
All right. I won't take any more of your time. Thanks very much.
Sure, bro. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best with Almighty.
Rash, if I don't know how do I pronounce your
Oh,
name, but
wait, Ishan, how much time do you have?
It's been 1 hour, right? About 1 hour. Oh, okay. We have some time.
It's been like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Let's take like 2 more questions on the end.
Sure.
Hey Ishan. Hey Ishan, my name is Rashif Hamza. Nice talking to you. How are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing great. So my question to you is, I think I love video editing and obviously shooting videos. So how do I like I can do a mix and match of Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Premium Pro. So how do I sell my skill, art to the companies? Like how do I I think I can really shoot the small ads which are really helpful for the companies to market. So how will they trust me? If should I have a personal brand so that when I'm picking up the clients, they will look at my past experience or my personal brand and they give me clients, or how do I go about it?
You don't need to have a personal brand. I think you need to think about selling productized services, right? There is a video we made about that. That is basically about making templates, presets that you can make, and you can sell that to a lot of different people. So for example, you make a simple preset for restaurant-based companies if they want to make a restaurant intro, or just to make a simple video that shows what their restaurant looks like. So make a template for them, try to sell it to as many people as possible. So you just have to provide them the template, and then you can cater to their needs by changing the video, by altering the colors, adding the logo of their particular brand or whatever restaurant that is. And that is pretty much it, right? Then you're good to go. This is a great thing that you can do. Try selling these productized services. So that is one thing. Number two, ads is not always a good option, right? Like even at this point right now, when you don't have any client or you are trying to get started, it can be totally organic. You don't have to worry about that. Try to create a great network on LinkedIn and Twitter. Okay. Try DMing people, try cold emailing people and reaching out to them with your designs that you have. Try to create designs for them even before they ask you to do that, right? That is really important. तो ऐसा लगता है कि मतलब कुछ उधार दे दिया उसने, मेरे को वापस करना है, ऐसा फील होता है मेरे को, लाइक सही में बहुत सारे लोगों को वीडियो भेजते हैं करके, आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सेंडिंग दिस इन, बट आई ऑलरेडी हैव माय एडिटर, बट आई विल डेफिनेटली कंसीडर यू व्हेन द एडिटर व्हेन आई नीड मोर वीडियोस एडिटेड, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाट आई फील पर्सनली. तो ऐसा कुछ तुम ट्राई कर सकते हो एंड दिस कैन डेफिनेटली वर्क आउट.
Yeah, sure. That was indeed valuable. Thank you.
Welcome, bro.
Dev Sharma.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hello,
bro.
Bhaiya. I'm from Jaipur, Rajasthan, and I'm a undergrad pursuing BTech CSE, specialization in AI/ML. So I'm from Tier 3 college. So I'm having difficulty related to building my own network, like in which college I am currently. So there is no one like me who is like really interested in startup or like coding.
BlueLearn को use करो ना. Use BlueLearn, connect with people. Use MarketUp, Discord server. Use all of these Discord server. Yeah. Create a great community of people that you want to hang around with.
Yeah, I use that. So like currently, I was having difficulty when I was going to Imagine Cup 2022.
What is that exactly?
This is the biggest hackathon of the world by Microsoft.
Got it. Right.
Yeah. So I was having very difficulty for building my own team because like currently I'm in first year, so nobody is interested or having a skill related to that in programming or
you
like
could have simply just made a simple post on LinkedIn saying that, hey, I'm trying to go for this. If you're interested, if you are a budding developer in first year of college, let me know, DM me, something like that, right? That can actually work out because there are tons of people who are in first year of college and who are also on LinkedIn. So that can be a great way for you to find people. And of course, you can use communities. So yeah.
Yeah, and what will you suggest to a first year college student to like? What are the best thing to do in first year college student?
Yeah, I would just say keep exploring, right? Like don't worry too much about क्या होगा, job मिलेगी, कैसे मिलेगी, क्या करना है. Don't worry about any of that, right? Just focus on trying out things because you actually like it, not because someone on some YouTube video has given you some ज्ञान कि ये करो और तुमको placement लग जाएगी. Right? You don't have to worry much about that in first year of college. Of course, you get a head start when you do that in first year of college, but I feel that can be so much more limiting, right? मतलब अगर तुमको किसी और चीज पे इंटरेस्ट आ गया तो कितना बढ़िया रहेगा तुम्हारी लाइफ के लिए and all that, rather than just like following that set lane. So just try to explore various different things. I was learning machine learning in my first semester of college. मैंने बनाए थे कुछ projects, but then I realized कि this is getting too much theoretical and I'm not going to do this right now at this point in time. So I left that. I moved on to learning web development. I then moved on to doing social media. I then moved on to doing video editing. So that's basically how it went on.
Okay, so now I am having my last question. So I'm currently working on my startup. That startup is for the like in India currently the tourism industry is booming up after the COVID. So that is, startup is related to that. So I want to tie up with different YouTuber who are like moto vloggers or in adventure category who do off-roading and make the videos of off-roading. Like in India, it is not that much, but yeah, there are YouTuber having a million subscriber who do moto vlogging and that these things. I tried emailing them, cold emailing them, but they are not replying. Like they are not trusting. So what do you will tell about that?
Do you have a website? Do you have some video to showcase to them? What exactly do you have?
Like I'm having a website. I make a website through Shopify.
Show me the website right now.
Like I have not launched it till now.
Like that is the thing, right? Like why would some motor blogger who's already getting tons of emails trust someone who doesn't even have a website, right? I'm not trying to tease you. I'm just trying to show you the reality, right? People who are like content creators, they get tons of emails every single day, and these are from like well built companies that are actually doing very well, and we have to decide who to reply, who not to reply. So if you really want to get someone's attention who is like a content creator, focus on looking that like you're actually serious about something, right? So if you want to build a startup like that, build a proper website, have a proper video intro in which you're explaining exactly what this does, how this does, and why they should be interested in doing this and not the other things that other people are trying to propose to them. So
Okay.
think about that.
Thank you, Bhaiya, and I love your videos.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll take one last question. Ritik Rakesh.
Hi, Ritik.
Yes, hello. So I'm also a second year student, and the problem with me is basically that I started early. I started in the first year, and I started learning stuff. The problem with me is that I have done different things, but I didn't really master anything. So even when I look back, I think like कुछ तो किया ही नहीं, मतलब बस ऐसे ही मतलब इधर उधर करते गए. So like that is the thing with me. Like I learned the basics of Python and I made some projects on it. Then I started wandering into you because I get anxious and just start looking into different things and all. Like I looked into different coding languages and all. Then I see videos and I get motivated. Okay, maybe I should try this. This is there. I'm not able to stick with one thing and explore it in further.
Yeah, I can totally feel you. What do you think you like to do better now that you've tried a couple of things?
Like for now, I'm continuing with UI UX, and I'm currently doing that and learning to code and DSA, Java plus DSA, because I'm kind of an anxious person. So I want to at least get a job and be financially independent as soon as possible. So to me, that is the only thing that is currently looking. That okay, first I should do this, then maybe it's a safe thing. That it just keeps it going.
That is fine. That is fine. You want to get a job, that is totally fine. What I'm asking is, what would be the thing that you would be going to work for this in this job? So that is what you need to think about.
Yeah, like currently I'm exploring UI and UI UX, and I'm learning that I'm liking it, and I'm thinking that maybe in future I'll just look into the web development and the development part of building websites and applications like that.
That is good. Then you can move into it. But then make sure that you decide what you want to do, right? Like right now you're saying UI UX is design, then you're also saying Java and DSA. So these two things are fine right now that you are in second year of college. You can try to do a bunch of things. You don't have to worry. First of all, don't feel anxious, right? Like people who are UI UX designers, they get great jobs. Software developers get great jobs, right? There is no problem or no difficulty you will face if you're a UI UX designer versus if you're a software engineer. Both are getting paid amazingly well in startup scene right now. So you don't have to worry about that, right? Then it comes all about how can you decide that one thing, what is it going to be? Do you want to be a UI designer at some startup or some big tech company, or do you want to be a software developer? That is a question that will be hard for you to, but you can think about it now. Like do you feel, are you a lot more of a logical person, or do you like to think a lot more about design and experience?
Both actually. Like I like the things that that are well defined, and like you could see that it is smartly built, and I could see the logic, and it is very good. But I also like to things to be like they should look pretty and stuff. So yeah,
so
I'm bit into both stuff. That's why
now that you like both of them,
development and design.
What you should do is go for product development, become a PM. Learn about how PM works, because that's what we want to do, right? You want to build a great product that looks good, that people can actually use, and that also functions really well. So then you can become a technical PM, right? That's what they are basically doing. They're taking care of both the things. They're overlooking all of these things. So research about that a little bit more. So that's what I would say.
Thanks. And the last thing that currently I whatever topics I learn, I make something on it. Like I was learning about wireframes the other day, and I made a few wireframes and shared it. And then when I'm learning coding, I'm just make some basic products like projects and share it on Twitter and all. Do you think I should also post it on LinkedIn? Because I feel like
Definitely.
that will be too beginner, and it might irritate people that this is
Definitely
not
not.
even that impressive.
Use the particular hashtags.
Yeah,
It
I
could be a
use.
beginner for anyone, right? Like if there is something, if there is someone who feels that this is stupid content, they will what can they do at max? They can just block you, right? Like that's the max that they can do. And you don't have to worry about that, because that just means
Yeah.
that they don't want to see this type of content. They have nothing against you, they just don't want to see this type of content. But you will see that there are a lot of different people that will be motivated if you were to just share every single day that what is it that you are learning. I have a lot of friends who are just sharing every single day, उन्होंने data science में क्या किया, उन्होंने web development में क्या बनाया. So they're just sharing all of these things. They're just sharing what they are learning, and this is really well for their brand. Number one. Number two, it's also really good for their community, for their circle, people on their in their LinkedIn circles. So that is really amazing. Don't worry about thinking what other people will think about the content. Just post it.
Thank you, and I'm very grateful for you, like for your YouTube channel.
Sure, bro. Thank you so
you.
much.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Great. So I guess with that we will end it for tonight. That was a great session, Ishan.
Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, I guess Viraj had got a bad internet connection as his hostel, so it got disconnected. So, by the way, I shared a feedback form in the link, so everyone you can just give us feedback. By the way, it's for us, for the management, so what we can improve, so you can give suggestions and all. And thank you again, Ishan, like coming at 8:30, and it was a very informative session. People liked it a lot. There was a great retention, and
Awesome.
I see people liked it a lot. You can drop your email by the chat is off, so it won't get dumped again.
Sure. I will
Yeah,
do
because
that
many
right now.
people are like now also many people have raised their hands. I guess they will have more
You
questions.
can email me on ishan@marketup.in. Right, that's the email that I'm using to answer questions. But make sure that you are asking specific questions. Don't ask a generic question like, oh, how to get an internship. Right, there are many videos on YouTube that I've made on getting internships. Ask something specific to you, right? Like that recent person who was asking about what path they should be taking. That is specific. So yeah, just make sure that you understand that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and I'll see you again. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, bye. I'll end it in few minutes, like just for keeping the link and the mail in the chat for a few seconds. Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Bye.
everyone. Good night.